All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about weight painting. So I have my bone set up, and I can see from the last example that when I bend this bone, it affects parts of the mesh that I don't want to have affected. It's actually shrinking and moving this whole base, which I don't want. To reset this guy's pose to the start, I'll press the A key a couple of times to select all, and then I can go to pose, clear transform. I can pick one of these, or I can just say all, and that will reset his pose to his neutral standing position. Now I can get in here and clean up this weights of basically how each of these bones is affecting different parts of the mesh. So to do that, it's a little tricky here. So I want to click on my armature and put that armature in pose mode. So now I can click on individual bones in pose mode. Then I want to click over here on my mesh, and I want to go into, I guess that needs to be the main thing. I need to go into, hang on a second. I'll go back to object mode. Here we go. Now I can go to weight paint. Okay, weight paint mode. Yeah, all right. So this is changed in different versions of Blender, but basically select your armature first, hold shift, click on your mesh, and we want to make it so the mesh is the active object, so you might need to click on it a second time so that the mesh has this lighter orange around it. Then I will go to weight paint mode. At this point, I can hold Control and click on different bones, and I can see how each bone affects different parts of my mesh. Parts that are blue, it's not affecting at all, and parts that are red, it's affecting a lot. So I can also wiggle these bones and see how it's affecting the mesh. So this bone is affecting this part in ways that I don't want, and I can see it has a lighter color here. That means it's affecting it just a little bit. So at this point, I can use the weight painting tools up here to kind of color this in. So I will set my weight to 0, I'll set my strength to 1, and I can just paint on this blue color like that. You might want to refine this more, clean it, make it super nice, but I'm going to do just the most basic kind of easy version of this for now, just to get it going. Oh, let's see. Why can I not paint on you? You might want to try looking at it in different modes. I see. So I have this Alt-B turned on from earlier. There we go. So I can just come in here. Yeah, this rendering mode is probably the best one, I think, for doing this weight painting. And you can see this is painting it on per vertex. So each vertex has some amount of color on it that's affecting how it moves. And I can see the underside as well has a little bit of the effect. I can wiggle this forward, see how that's moving stuff forward. Yeah. And this is all about just wiggling it around, seeing what's moving. So for instance, here I can see as I'm wiggling, this little corner right here is moving. So I can go in there and paint that. I can see I've got a corner back here. And I think this is pretty good. So now I can move this part without it affecting this part. You can get in here and do this for all the different bones if you want. For instance, maybe I want this head bone to be the main thing that's affecting his face and chin, and this neck bone maybe less so. I'll leave that up to you. I think I'm going to wrap it up right here for this weight paint. Yeah. And then if I go back to pose mode over here, I'll just reset him back to his basic pose there. So that is the very basics of weight painting.